Most flash triggers have a major design flaw. Can you see the settings on this trigger? Neither can I. Even if you're hand holding a camera, most of your information, including when you're looking at image previews, they're on the back screen. I want all of my information to be here, including the trigger information. But right now, to see that, I've got to rotate the camera and look down from the top. I think I've got 3 different solutions for this problem, and one of them is cheaper than a family-sized bag of Cheetos. This video is not sponsored by anyone in any way. It's just this short photographer's quest to find a solution. The most obvious solution might be to get a trigger that has a rear screen. But that's easier said than done because I think this Godox X2T is the only one that has a rear-facing screen, which is why I've been using it for years. I love this thing to bits. It's got the nicest feeling buttons and dials of any trigger I've ever used. The only downside really is that it's, by modern standards, quite big and bulky. So I was looking for a way to get a modern, compact trigger to rotate to a vertical position. This little Godox TR adapter might be the solution that I'm looking for, and it's not even the cheapest solution that I found, even though it was only $14. These things, I think, were designed more so you can get something like a mini flash and angle the mini flash up to bounce it off the ceiling, because otherwise it's stuck facing forwards. The other reason it exists is to clear longer lenses so that the flash doesn't cause a shadow when it flashes past the lens. The TR was probably designed with those mini flashes in mind, but there's nothing stopping us from attaching a flash trigger. And if we do that, now we've got a rear-facing screen. The TR does have a hot shoe with all those handy connections that you might want for through the lens metering and high-speed sync. I wouldn't call it bulky, but it does add quite a lot of height to the unit overall. But there is one more option. This one's even smaller. It's the Godox FSR, but its compactness comes at a price. When I say price, I don't mean its literal price, because Godox are selling these things for less than $7 on Amazon. I've no idea how they're making money on that. The price that I'm talking about is its connectivity. This thing only has a single pin, meaning that we're going to forgo any TTL or high-speed sync functionality with this one. And I was worried it wasn't working at all, because when I attached my newer QZ on it, it didn't fire the flashes. A little Googling later, and I found out that there's an option on the QZ for a single pin firing mode. When you tap that option, you're good to go. I'm firing my flashes manually most of the time, so as long as the trigger knows what power to tell the flashes to fire at, we're all good. The FSR does seem a little bit flimsier, a bit more delicate than the TR. It's got 2 hinge points to raise up the adapter. Again, it's probably designed for those mini flashes to go over a longer lens. But we can definitely still use it to rotate it 90 degrees back so we can see the trigger screen from the rear of the camera. I would be all over it if Godox or newer released a more modern flash with a rear-facing screen. Or even if they combined these 2 ideas and put a pivoting design into something very similar to the QZ or the X3. Let me know in the comments below if you've got your own solutions to see the trigger data from the back of the camera, especially if it's on a tripod and high up. And in the meantime, I'm going to use these triggers for a while to see how they hold up in the long run.